Okay, so I'll keep it more free flowing, but I'm just looking at the questions also.
What the luxury of doing that. Okay. Let's chit chat.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Anurima, and welcome to Retail Amit TV. We are doing a very interesting slot today, which is to do with the D2C brands of the region, and some brands who are doing fabulous in their categories, and they are actually disrupting the category with the customer focus approach. So today I have with me Parvati. Parvati is the founder and owner of Zaichi. We'll talk about her brand. I just don't want to reveal much. So Parvati, welcome to Retail Amit TV.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure meeting you.
Same here. Obviously, everybody I think by now knows Zaichi. It's all about movement, it's all about athleisure, and you are actually changing the game with the way you are manufacturing some quality products on an affordable range, which is something which sets you apart. But how has it been, like conquering the region with your brand? It's been a ride, I'm sure. So if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, so I would like to put it this way, the experience was rewarding. At the same time, definitely it was demanding as well. So UAE as a market, it's kind of diverse, and at the same time, I would say it's receptive as well. And this is definitely the segment that I am into is male-led. Largely male-led. So I started this brand in my late 20s, and I remember when I entered, the market was saturated. I was like, okay, now how am I going to swim this ocean? It was like that. But then, definitely, like I said, the country is receptive, and one lesson that I've learned is that you don't have to outdo any big brands. You need to learn from them, right? And if you do something different, and at the same time, if you have that consistency, and if the market sees that you have intent, you show an intent, then I think nothing is impossible. And maybe that all has helped me definitely to cater to a diverse market. You're not just focusing on one demographic, you will have to focus on all corners across the globe, because there are 200 plus nationalities here, and you can imagine there are differences, preferences is quite varied in terms of style, the fit and everything, and moreover I would say in terms of price sensitivity. And there were times that people thought this is just an Indian brand. Then there are times people thought, okay, what does this mean altogether? It's an Italian brand. So definitely, like you said, it was a ride, but like I said, it is an experience that was both rewarding as well as demanding.
Amazing. So obviously you spoke about the whole journey, but as an entrepreneur, taking back a step back from the brand, basically, what have you learned? Like, what are the key learnings that that you keep close to yourself when it comes to thinking business or catering to your customers?
So the first and foremost is that, okay, my journey, I would say it has been humbling. As it has been humbling, it has also been empowering as well. So first thing that I've learned is definitely the importance of authenticity. I always believe that authenticity wins. You just need to be real. People need to understand you as a brand which is real, relevant, and at the same time reliable. So if you can cover all this, I believe people will build a trust in you eventually. So for me, the first learning was that be credible. Like, you don't have to try to be anyone. Just be you. Just your purpose needs to be very, very clear. You set the vision, and then at the same time, you work for it, and you have a mission, right? Things will come and go, but you work hard to achieve that vision. I mean, you need to have a clarity. That's the first thing I've learned, and the second thing I feel is definitely the importance of agility. Trends evolve very quickly, definitely, and you need to have the ability to pivot, which means that from the fabric sourcing to the digital marketing experience, you need to be like this. So that you need to be you need to be patient, you need to understand the pulse of your customer. And when I'm into this business, when everybody is talking at this point of time, sustainability, what I understood that sustainability should not be just taken as a ethical choice, but it should be considered as a smart long-term investment, right? So, uh, like I mentioned, people need to feel you as a brand.
Amazing. No, but then no journey is actually always good. It can't be rosy. There are challenges that you have to overcome, and especially you also mentioned that the market was saturated. So what do you want to talk about when it comes to challenges and how you have overcome them basically?
Okay, so this is not something that I'm just telling for the purpose of an interview. What I've learned in life is, like my jingle states, get up, stand up, and move on. Nobody wants to stand with you during your struggling phase, Anurima. Very rarely. I want to mention Image Retail Me because they were always there from the start, from the scratch. I know that when we were just building as a brand, I remember I still have the book and I will cherish it even if Zayte sustains or we become a billion-dollar company, because you rarely get to see such people who are standing with you, during your struggling phase. And I am a person who always wants to turn my challenges into strengths, because challenges teaches you lessons, and lessons, I believe, are the stepping stone to success. Um, and like I said, all your setbacks are the setups for your comebacks. So just believe in yourself. Like I said, if you're focusing on a goal, nothing is going to shake you up. You just, like I said, you just follow it. Whether people will pull you down, I mean, for every business that's there, 1,000 people will be against you, but maybe one or two will stand with you. But you need to be your biggest cheerleader, and at the same time, it's not about you growing, but you're also helping others to rise with you. So that's what I believe. I mean, when you can turn your challenges into strengths, I think that is the biggest success any entrepreneur can get, or any person, I would say.
Amazing. But is there like, on a personal note, is there a time when you actually feel less motivated, or you are like actually at the rock bottom and you want to kind of find inspiration in something, and how do you take care of those phases?
That always happens. I mean, I am somebody who never leaves a chance to, if I get a chance to appreciate my team, I do it. But sometimes I wonder, you need somebody to appreciate you as well, right?
Correct.
And definitely there were challenges, Anirima, when it came, especially when the business was taking its time to grow. And there were times that I had to do multiple roles, micromanage. So but like I said, those days were difficult. But now when you see, you have attained a lot of experience, and I didn't have a mentor, to just guide me for this D2C sector altogether. B2B, yes, I do have, like I said, in-house manufacturing expertise. So whenever I'm down, I think about all the blessings that I have. I mean, very rarely brand will have the opportunity to have an in-house garment 360-degree unit like how we possess, so that flexibility is there. And the networks that we have created in this part, to my surprise, lot of beautiful women has supported me in this journey. And I know there is a fact that people say that, oh, you see gender differentiation, a men treating a woman different, but for me, I haven't experienced any of that till date. So, so these things, I take it as a blessing, more than sitting and cribbing over things. But yes, I have felt down. I believe at least one person can come up and say that, Parvati, what you're doing requires a pinch of appreciation. Yes, but then I am my biggest cheerleader, so I kept going.
Amazing. That's a big achievement, because you have to self motivate yourself first before you look for motivation in the world, which actually shows what you have built with Zechi and how you have progressed over the years, which is amazing. But coming to the future, how are you seeing the future from here? Because you have created an image for Zechi, you have a customer base. So after this point, people say that, oh, I have already attended something, you know, what next? So you always have to keep experimenting, thinking new. So what are you thinking for the future?
So I always believe, you define your success, right? I mean, when I started, like I said, we are I'm not saying competing, but we are dealing with brands that has decades of experience, customer loyalty, strong customer base, and big, marketing budgets. So we are a young homegrown brand, but you aspire to be like that, right? So there are areas like which I would say, especially like I mentioned about our in-house manufacturing unit, and we also have a fabric mill where we can, it's like a textile lab, right? We can go and experiment with stuff. So we are on that process where we are planning for smart wear, where you can trace, your performance, and at the same time it can enhance recovery. So we are in that stage, we are getting into there, and also using sustainable fabrics. When I say sustainable fabrics, these days people doesn't want to compromise on performance. Even when you talk about sustainability, they don't want to compromise on performance. So these days it has become a norm, not a niche that you need to have a UV protection, or you need to have moisture wicking capability. So this has become a standardized thing now. So what we want to do is, like, we want to explore with the recycled ocean plastics, or moisture wicking bamboo. We want to use more of natural fibers that can also work with performances. Because when you play with natural fibers, usually active wears work with polyesters, right?
Correct,
So
correct.
there you find an issue, but we are trying to experiment in a way that, durability, the superiority when it comes to sustainable fabrics, we are able to attain that. So that is when I come to fabric infused technology. This is what we are planning, and definitely we are also trying to implement technical implementations as well. Virtual try-ons, we already have started with it. So that people can understand their fit and everything, because we are an e-commerce brand. So people need to understand how they are going to look with this, try-ons. And at the same time, we also need to ensure their safety as well. So that is something that we are working on. Then gamification and rewards. Maybe most of the brands already has it, but for us, we want to engage our customers. They need to have that sense of involvement with the brand, and definitely rewards always makes people happy. We are also planning to collaborate with people who are into this segment, like the walking app and the running app. Then immersified lookbook, I would say, because it's not just about giving them an idea about our collection, but I want them to, click, shop, and explore the fabric features as well. People need to know what they are
What they're
buying.
buying, correct.
That is also very important. That transparency in sourcing as well, right? People these days, they are emotionally invested in a brand, and they're incredibly conscious as well what they want to wear. That's one area again that we want to explore. Immersified lookbook. Then the gift cards, we can customize the gift cards. So that is like a brand recall, and people would like to try them, and we want to be a part of their celebration. So
Correct.
these are some areas that we're working on, and definitely we also got inspired from the big brands in terms of AI. Powered this personalization, where we can, with the user history and the style preferences and all, we can customize. Then again, with Adidas, they are all doing it. If you go to Dubai Mall and you see the smart mirror, again, hopefully when we are having our retail store ourselves, maybe we also would like to implement, because that's one good thing. People can read about anything and everything about that style, their fit, and all those aspects. So these are few areas that we would like to see when it comes to tech. Fabric, yes, that's an ongoing process. We're working day and night on that experiments because we have the luxury to do it.
Correct, correct, of course. But you mentioned retail stores, so I was about to ask, when you plan future, are you also thinking about brick and mortar, because online needs that experiential touch?
Definitely, I meant for any e-commerce brand, the ultimum is having one's retail store. But I am not very keen on doing that right away because my idea is to get into multi-retail stores at this point of time. Reasons are many because when you see your brand with established brands, they understand, okay, this brand needs to be taken seriously, and also the customer is getting a chance to experience premiumness at a very affordable rate, right? My idea was very simple. What do I need, right? I'm a person who looks at price. I'm also a person who looks at quality. So if I have the chance to give both, why not? Because at the end of the day, I'm talking about the purpose of, being a part of a happy, healthy, lifestyle. So that's what it is, and so multi-retail would be in my vision, and retail maybe, sure, maybe in a coming year or in 1 or 2 years, we might have our own shops.
Amazing. We'll watch out for that. But just to sum up, what do you want Zaichi to be remembered as? Obviously, your vision or this statement can change over the months, and as you progress with the brand, maybe a decade later, it will be a different perception you will want in the customer minds. But right now, what do you want your customers to remember Zaichi as?
Like I said, it's all about that they can relate, they can be reliable, and be relevant in their lives. We want to be a part as your family. Families will never leave, right? We want to be a part in that zone where we are there to hold your hands. That is why we cater to different intensities. That's why we proudly say that we are an all-inclusive brand. We don't see gender, we don't see age, nothing comes there. That is why I can say inclusivity at the core, and we always put customer at the heart of everything. Whatever we make, we ensure that how do our customers going to perceive it, and in terms of the process also, when you take the website, the user interface, it's going to be that experience is very smooth only because we all put customers in the forefront. So Zaichi, if I say, it's not about how you wear it. It is about the comfort, it is about the conscious, and it's also about the clarity they choose. So it's all about that, and we are reliable as a brand.
Amazing. Thank you, and all the best with the growth. And I'm sure we'll chat very soon to know more, and we'll just keep watching the Zaichi space to know more.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Anurag.
thank you.